Well, time to tackle the next makeover. I haven't designed it out yet, but in my brain it's beautiful. It is beautiful. It is time to say goodbye to the board and batten wall. Hey guys, what's up, and welcome to my channel and welcome back to my vlog series. Guys, I am about to get started on my next makeover. Yay! And this time around, I am tackling my bedroom. And I just remembered as I pressed record and sat down to film this intro that 4 years ago, if I remember correctly, I did the initial makeover of my bedroom and then moved right on to doing the initial makeover of my patio space, which now 4 years later, I'm just doing the same thing, but in reverse order. Just finished my screened-in patio, and now I am moving on to my bedroom. And actually, moving on to my bedroom was not my plan. It was not my plan whatsoever. I was actually planning on doing a makeover for my husband's office, but the more I tried to get ready for that makeover, the more I felt not ready for that makeover whatsoever. So I am moving on to my bedroom because I feel a little bit more ready for this makeover. But also, I kind of have been pushing off doing a bedroom makeover for a while now because of two major reasons. And the two major reasons is because at some point I have two fairly large makeovers planned for this space. One of them being a master bathroom makeover, and I have a dream, an absolute dream of bumping out the bathroom space into my bedroom just a little bit to open up the space and make it so that I can change the layout and just make the bathroom feel more like a master bath. That is a dream of mine, but obviously bathroom renovations are very expensive. I don't have the money for that, so yeah, a bathroom renovation is not a priority and it's way off in the future. The other project I have planned is doing a complete closet rehaul, ripping everything out and starting from scratch. But just like a bathroom renovation, a closet makeover is also very expensive and I do not have the money for it. So both projects are probably way out in the future, but both projects were deterring me from wanting to revisit my bedroom and make it look a little bit nicer. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that's really stupid because both projects are so out in the future that why not take the time to make my bedroom look nice for the time being. I also realized that the projects and things that I have planned for this makeover aren't really gonna be affected too much by a bathroom renovation and a closet makeover. And my bedroom, just like my screened-in patio or just like my living room or even the bathroom that I tackled a few years ago, no matter how much I clean my bedroom and try to make it look more put together, it is just dirty and not put together. So I am so excited and so ready to tackle my bedroom. But I also want to make design decisions and choices that I'm going to love for a very, 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 very long time because I do not plan on revisiting this bedroom basically ever again, unless it is to do a closet makeover or a bathroom renovation. So I feel like that was a little long-winded, but I also feel like I needed to say all of that because those are the thought processes that go into choosing my next project. I am very excited to get started on this bedroom makeover. I do have a little bit of a game plan all put together for what I want to get done before I start this makeover. And the first thing I need to do is collect some design inspiration photos. I have been collecting photos over the last year and a half, but I want to relook at those photos that I've been collecting and start weeding out things that I probably don't want to do. And then also I have 4 major projects planned for this makeover, so I want to specifically look for photos and design inspiration for these 4 projects. So I'm gonna grab my computer and start looking and kind of explain these projects as I look for some photos. I went to start designing and I realized I did not have the one thing that fuels me through designing: a little bit of coffee. Okay, so let's talk about the 4 projects I have planned. So I am going to, of course, be tackling the walls and painting. I am also tackling a nightstand makeover, and then I am tackling a bed. Well, I don't know if this is a makeover, but I'm gonna attempt to make a fully upholstered bed. What is the fourth project? Oh yeah, and then I would love to do a beautiful upholstered bench at the end of my bed. Like, so beautiful. I haven't designed it out yet, but in my brain, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. So let's start with the walls. What I have planned for the walls is to get rid of that board and batten. Yeah, it is time to get rid of the board and batten. And I might explain this in part 1, but I guess I'll just also go ahead and explain this here. I like the board and batten wall that I did. If I'm being honest, the board and batten was like never truly my style. Back 4 years ago, I was very much in a state of doing projects that I thought would be searched on YouTube because I really wanted my channel to grow. So I thought the best way to make my channel grow was to do projects that people were searching for. And board and batten 4 years ago was very, very popular. So again, I liked the board and batten. I still like it, but it's not really my style. So my plan this time around is to do something that I've actually already done in one room, and that is doing just some box molding. I love box molding. It's also classic. So even if it goes out of style for some people, I know it's not gonna go out of style for me. And I also want this whole room to be blue. I want it to be blue, and I want it to be like a medium bluish gray. The last few days, I've also been planning on color drenching my room, but I am also tossing around another idea. The other idea that I have been tossing around is doing kind of a color drench, but then stopping the paint and doing some wallpaper, some like blue wallpaper. Because I've seen some beautiful rooms that have wallpapered ceilings, and I love it. It is so pretty, and it just brings this beautiful texture. So yeah, I'm either tossing around color drenching or I'm tossing around doing wallpaper. And I've actually got a wallpaper sample arriving tomorrow that I'm gonna test out. So I am just going around and collecting some photos of blue color drenched rooms. And of course, this blue has to be the most perfect blue because I have to love it for a very long time. That is a beautiful color. There's this one color. It's called Debonair. I should write that down. If I actually see a room and they actually list the color, I should write it down so that I can actually get these as samples. And then there's also like these blues that also start to lean into like the purples. We can't have that. I don't want purple. Or like periwinkle. Darn you, Pharaoh and Ball. So there are some blues that I've just come across and I absolutely love them, but of course, they are Pharaoh and Ball. Every time I fall in love with a color, it is Pharaoh and Ball, and I, unfortunately, cannot bring myself to spend $150 on a gallon of paint. I can't do it. I also really do not have the budget for $150 for a gallon of paint, but they make beautiful paint. Okay, I think I have like a solid game plan of some different colors that are not Pharaoh and Ball. So within working on the walls, after I do the molding, I'm also gonna go ahead and do like a budget-friendly way of making my closet doors look a little bit nicer, and then I'll go ahead and paint those as well. So we've got a lot of painting to get done. So that is the first big project, is painting. So after I finish the walls, I am actually planning on building some nightstands. I'm actually so excited to tackle this nightstand makeover. The reason I am doing that is because the nightstands I like are very expensive. expensive, but also the nightstands that I really like and really want, I don't even think they're truly considered nightstands. They're more considered in the small dresser category. So there's a good amount of drawers, there's a good amount of storage, and the reason I am building nightstands and not keeping my current nightstands is because my current nightstands have crap storage. The drawers are so small. I'm gonna look at a bunch of nightstands and get some ideas of what I might want my nightstands that I build to look like. And I love the idea of having like some drawers with like an open shelf, but unfortunately that does take away from the storage, and I'm really going after storage. Okay, sorry, I got a little distracted. I think somebody took one of my projects and posted it on Pinterest. I just came across my own project. Okay, I think I have enough small dresser / nightstand inspiration saved. And I think I have like a rough direction of where I want to take that. Okay, so next up, I'm going to start looking at upholstered beds. Going to be building one. Well, kind of. I'm kind of just taking the framework of what I have and making a headboard, but I am not just doing an upholstered bed. So I am going to be building out 4 drawers that can slide out from under my bed so that I can still utilize some storage under my bed. Yeah, I think that's gonna be such a fun project, because also I think that's such a common thing for people is wanting to utilize some under the bed storage. So I thought that would be really fun to tackle a project like that. I definitely think I want my headboard to have a little bit of a shape to it. Something, not maybe anything too dramatic, but just a little something. Unfortunately, looking for beds, I get an idea of like how to upholster and make an upholstered bed, but all of the upholstered beds that are that you can buy in the store, they're all like just the same. They all look the same to me. I've got a game plan, and I think I have an idea of what I want my upholstered bed to look like. Okay, so final project that I want to get done and just kind of have some inspiration photos for this design and all of that is a bench for the end of my bed. Now, I kind of am going back and forth. Storage is kind of something I am after, as you can tell, and I keep going back and forth on whether I want this bench to have storage. Not the storage where you can like lift the top in the bench. I'm more or less thinking like a shelf on the bottom where I can put some baskets. And I think I want this bench to have like a little bit of a back to it, like a really slender, sleek back, because I kind of want it to almost look like it's like a footboard without actually having a footboard. I want to see if I can find a bench that is mainly upholstered, like the sides are upholstered, the top's upholstered, and then I want to see if that is a thing with a wood shelf. That's kind of what I'm picturing, but I want to see it to see what it looks like. So a lot of these benches that have a wood shelf underneath look exactly like the bench I built for my mom. And although I do like that, I don't think what I'm picturing in my head for this bench exists. I don't think it exists, so I think I'm just gonna have to go ahead and at some point draw it out and design it out. It's basically I'm taking like 5 different components that are standard for a bench and combining them. So now that I got some photos, I feel like I have a solid game plan, especially going into the first project, which is molding and painting and doing all of that stuff. What I wanna do now is head inside, I wanna get some measurements, and then I need to spend a long time getting lots of really good before shots of my bedroom. Photos, horizontal footage, and vertical footage so that I can use that stuff as reference throughout this makeover process. Okay, so I have to make a quick little mock-up, and that usually helps me take measurements. Closet over here. Let's grab some measurements. How big is my bedroom? 38 and a half. We'll say 51 and a half. Okay, I am going to spend a very, very, very long time getting some really, really, really good before shots. Because the second I start this makeover, I of course can't get before shots. And something about my patio makeover is I was not super happy with my before shots. And so there's only like 2 or 3 clips that I really liked. And I just kept using those same 2 clips over and over and over again. So I wanna make sure I have like a plethora of before shots so that I can use them as obviously the nice like contrast of what this room used to look like and then the after once I get started. Good morning, guys. So I was just spending some time looking at the footage of all of the before shots that I got yesterday, and I think I'm happy with them. But to be on the safe side, I went ahead and got just a few more shots because the second I start ripping this room apart, there is no going back. Also, I was poking around the internet, seeing if there was like any changes I could make to my plans or if there's anything that I could add to this room to just continue to add more character and more details. And I have made a slight change to my closet door makeover. I'm not gonna tell you what it is because I want it to be a surprise in part 1, but I think this slight change is gonna look so nice. I think it's gonna add a little bit of pattern and character. I cannot wait to see it done. And not only did I make changes for my closet door makeover, I also made changes of what I was trying to get done today. My plan originally was to finish filming this vlog and go right into filming part 1, but then I realized that is trying to do way too much in the day and that is gonna really rush things. And I don't typically like to rush when I'm filming because it typically makes for not a great video and I have to get creative with how to make a video entertaining. So my plan for part 1 is to start the video with this room completely empty and ready to get started on this makeover. So first up on my agenda today is to empty out this room. If you're new here though, I am not a full-time content creator. I have a separate business as a hair and makeup artist for weddings. That being said, I also run that business sometimes out of my house where I have clients over to test out the hair and makeup for their wedding. And over the next 2 days, I have clients coming to my house to test out the hair and makeup for their weddings, which means my house cannot look torn up in any way, shape, or form, which means I can't just move all of the stuff out into my hallway and out into my living room. And I have to spend the time getting all of this stuff down to my basement. So again, that I can kind of strategically hide all of this stuff. And then like if this room is looking a little torn up when people are over, I can just shut the door and nobody's gonna know what's going on. So that is my plan. I'm gonna start clearing out this room and then we can go from there. I forgot how heavy this mattress is. It also does not help that I am incredibly sore from my workout this morning. That was very tiring, and I didn't even get everything down in the basement that I needed to because this rug that I had in here was very heavy, so I'm gonna have my husband take it downstairs. But now that everything is cleared out and everything is down in my basement, it's actually going to be very nice to have everything out of the way in here so that I have a nice open space to work in. And also, now that this is cleared out, I'm gonna get started taking down this board and batten. I wanted to get this done and taken care of so that, again, I can start part 1 and just get right to work on my new plans that I have for this room. But it is sad because I was so proud of this wall when I did it. But now looking back, I'm like, wow, I could have done a much better job. I made so many mistakes. There's gaps everywhere. But yeah, I was so proud of this wall and I do really like it, but I know I can do something better and I know I can do something that's really gonna fit my style. I am gonna get to work. Let's tear this thing down. Now, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure I just used like nails on this. So this should pop off all like really easily. You know, you live and you learn with DIYs. 32.5. Wow, I haven't seen this wall like this in 4 years when I painted it and then realized that you shouldn't paint a wall that you're about to wallpaper. Oops. Okay guys, my room is cleared out, board and batten is removed, and I moved out here because I'm gonna start calculating out how much of like the supplies that I need to get, like for the molding and things like that. But I also just got delivered an option I ordered for wallpapering my ceiling. A lot of times when I pick wallpaper out for my house, like when I chose it for my guest bedroom or for my office, I like to go for like a woodsy theme because I just feel like it fits my house because I'm surrounded by trees. So I really like this. That's really pretty. And actually, this is really similar to like a blue that I would want for the walls. It's not too bold, like it wouldn't be too crazy for my ceiling. So now that I got to look at that wallpaper, it is time to calculate out some supplies because I want to have all of this work done before I start filming. So I went ahead and I took 3 photos of the 3 walls that I need to add box trim to, and I'm going to be doing the same configuration that I did in my living room with a chair rail piece and then small boxes on the bottom and small boxes at the top. Good morning, guys. I am just taking a few moments to gather my thoughts and just make sure I'm good to film this intro for part 1. So since I'm about to start filming part 1, I gotta end this vlog. I am so excited to get started on this makeover. I'm also so excited to start chipping away at these different projects and making up my mind on which direction I wanna go with. Right now, the big question is whether I am going to wallpaper my ceiling or not. It is a big old question mark, and I really just want to get started so that I can choose whether I'm gonna color drench this room or wallpaper the ceiling. I can't decide right now. Something I don't think I've mentioned yet is that I already have a rug picked out for this room. I was sent a rug and I really want to use it in this room because it is so beautiful. It's such a nice rug and I think it will make this room look super, super nice and very expensive looking. So I really want to use it, but finding a wallpaper that doesn't clash with the rug. I don't know, it's a little bit more complicated and harder to pick than I realized it was going to be. Also, I forgot to mention, if there is anything you want to see me cover within this makeover, any questions you might have about how I pick out things, how I know which direction I want to take a room, anything within painting this room. I'm doing molding, I am gonna be doing a bed, nightstands, a bench. If there's any questions you want to see me cover within those videos, let me know in the comments down below. And I guess I also now have to pick an emoji. I can't think of anything clever, so let's just do the blue heart. There is 2 blue hearts. There's a light blue and a dark blue. So if you want to see me take this room slightly lighter, do the light blue. And if you want to see me take this room slightly darker, choose the dark blue. So I have to go get started on this makeover. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.